you be happy in the end? So was it all for nothing? Was it all for nothing? Those memories. Was it all for nothing? Was it all for nothing? So was it all for nothing?
Welcome to this week's broadcast of the Esports Tower Rumble in Valorant. We're broadcasting it from the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena. Tonight we finish off our Week 4 Valorant Rumble. Once again, the Surge and Infernos are facing off in the Grand Finals. Can the Surge get over that hump and take down the Infernos in a rematch? Well, we're sure going to find out. And to help you call the action, I'm your host, Jacob Gem Mountain Palmer, joined by Colin CMJ. And this is going to be your first time covering Overwatch with, Valorant with us. I know all the players are now typing in the chat of how angry they are at me. No, Valorant. And this should be exciting. Valorant usually is one of the most exciting events we have for Esports Tower.
Yeah, Valorant is definitely one of those games that's up and coming. Well, not up and coming anymore. It's definitely hit the scene.
Yeah, it's already here.
It's massive as it is now, but it's a little more exciting game. So it'll be fun to cast, yeah.
Well, let's take a look at how the rules and everything shake up, or the situation that has brought us to this week might be the better wording here, because right now we've been in these Rumbles. It's been best of 5v5, excuse me, best of 1, with a coin flip, the winner choosing the map, the loser choosing the side in a single elimination bracket. And that bracket has led us to the Grand Finals, which we're about to showcase right now, with the Surge and Infernos fighting. And this is kind of to introduce you to the game, if we were going to want to have two teams facing off each other, it would be these, because these two teams have taken up so much oxygen in terms of the Esports Rumble, Esports Tower Rumble. They've gotten to the Grand Finals, faced off against each other in the Grand Finals multiple times. They're the two unquestioned top teams, so it could really go either way here.
All right, yeah. So, yeah, from what I heard, it's gonna be exciting to see how these guys, and looks like it's gonna be just kind of an all-out brawl is what it sounds like. Yeah,
it's actually, I know I said best of 1, but that's for the majority of the bracket. But once we get into the Grand Finals, it's a best of 3.
Okay.
So yeah, this should be a long night ahead of us, but a really exciting one. The Infernos have yet to miss a Grand Finals in the spring season.
Wow.
So will they get another title? Well, last week the Surge and Infernos had an epic Grand Finals. The Infernos won 2-1. But the Surge were looking for revenge after they faced off 2 weeks ago, actually. It's technically last week's Rumble, but we broadcast these, group stage and then finals. So in the last finals, it was a 2-1 game, which means I am not expecting a runaway match by any means here. The Infernos have their full team from week 3, while the Surge have 2 fill players this week that might make a difference. But, no matter which players you're playing with, what can always help are Doc's keys to the game in Valorant. Those are brought to us by Esports Tower. You can improve your game sense, improve your team play, and improve your performance under pressure. You'll get matched with great pro players and professional coaches to help you rank up. And Doc's keys to the game in Valorant are to flank effectively, spend and peek wisely, diminish their econ and loot, and dominate angles. Again, brought to you by Esports Tower. Score pro advice at esportstower.com. So we're ready to head into the first stage. As a player someone who hasn't casted Valorant yet, but overall is ready to play or ready to see these teams play, what are your choices or preferences on stages?
Are you talking kind of like maps or?
Yeah, map stages, yeah.
I think from what we kind of saw, probably a little icebox. I quite don't know what these teams' strong suits are.
Right. Well, I'm not asking what the teams are. I'm asking like when you're playing in your off time, what do you like to play most?
Oh, just kind of what your team is most comfortable with. What are we most knowledgeable about? What going into this are we most comfortable about? Because if you put yourself in an uncomfortable situation, you might end up losing that. And for the Surges, like you said, they're already in 2 fill positions. So they're definitely going to have to go with what are the most knowledgeable
But
about?
I'm talking you personally. What map are you most comfortable playing?
Probably Fracture or
Oh, really? Yeah. Okay. Now, this I want to hear. What brings you toward Fracture? Because that isn't necessarily a popular choice for a lot of people.
No, a lot of people dislike Fracture. I play Omen quite a bit, so I just find Omen very comfortable and very versatile kit on that map.
Well, Omen has certainly had a lot of time in the spotlight on this patch, but we'll see how much he gets outshined by the new agent. But that isn't going to come into play for this week, since this game was played before the last update patch. So we will not be seen in the new agent fade, but right now we're seeing kind of what you would expect on Icebox. Both teams going for that Viper pick, as well as Sage. This actually looks like pretty close to a mirror matchup with a few differences.
Not having Sova there could be detrimental. You do have a Sky, so they do have one instigator that can get them a little bit of info, but right now, even now in the current meta, even though Sky got nerfed a little bit with going from 3 pings to 2 pings, still really strong.
Yeah, and they're trying to pare back Sova as well. You know, trying to make space for the new initiator, but really they didn't really nerf in terms of what matters most, which is his intel gathering and his dart. So right now, both these teams are ready to head out here. Looks like we got the Surge over in attacking, whereas Infernos are going to start off defending. Viper setting up in the traditional Viper location. Normally need that sort of big wall to split up point B if you want to try to go that direction.
Yeah, especially on an eco round. We already see them kind of gathered up. Looks like going to be a pretty strong A hit with no looks to get mid control here. So it'll be interesting. They should be going to hit this one fast if they're already stacked here.
And off we go to the races. Surge Ready is going to try to exchange some fire, get some quick peeks here. Dara's going to head out from Sova, trying to pick up some intel, but doesn't look like it's going to get a ping off of anybody. They're going to throw out the Owl drone. And the first ping is actually gotten from the Infernos. It's quickly answered back by Kinetic, so we're brought down to 4v4. Spike is going to head down. Pretty standard location for the Spike. Now with the help of those teleporters, we see 10Z here trying to get a peek, and then his teleport, he's not going to need it, he's just going to continue. That is such a beautifully timed flash. That was picture perfect.
Wow. That site retake was played perfectly, but Sova could contest this? No, not going to quite get it.
I mean, let's not take away the beauty that was that. That's why proper team communication is so important. That's where you get that's where you get your call-outs. You know, I'm flashing. They knew exactly where to go here.
They played that site retake beautifully. They knew they couldn't hold the site any longer, and they just said, hey, let's back off. We're going to get already a great pick going out there.
That is so perfect. Oh, so perfect.
Done so beautifully well.
They both get flashed, and there's the double peek on top of that, perfectly coordinated, and the Surge start things off well.
I do got to mention with 10Z, already with the name, I'm expecting some great things.
I don't know. Well, that's the reason why we specifically call him 10Z, because he's got to earn the standard pronunciation. You haven't earned anything yet, you know what I mean?
Not yet.
Right now.
Might get a timing here.
Yeah, trying to get a peek here on yellow on top of the box. Not going to do it instead. Says going to get taken out as 2 members push fire on him.
Here.
Barry sends out a ping. Going to try to spray right through the wall to a potential plant, but Kinetic keeping up the pressure, taking out 10Z.
Already in a 3-5 situation. The Infernos have all the time in the world, and it looks like they're going to go for a rotate, and the Surge are just picking up on it, though.
Oh, trying to catch him up. A quick peek through mid there, but looks like they're going to bide their time until they get fully toward A here. Right on site. Infernos were able to plant this time. They're going to have to go through that wall. It just walks right through it, and Key pays them for it, makes them pay for it with a double. And now it's anyone's match again.
They don't have the time for this, and they just lost Spike, I believe, right there.
Yeah, that was their doom right there.
Wow. And that looks like it's going to close it out.
I mean, that's just kind of the benefit of they made the decision that they were going to go over and rotate, but one of the key negatives of that decision is that it takes a lot of time to rotate, and they just really couldn't play as cautiously as I think they were or wanted to. Some of their members had to think, okay, we just got to go through this smoke here just on a prayer, and Key was just standing right in front of them and mowed him down with the Spectre.
that Sage getting the info of, hey, they're actually, because before they're thinking, hey, they might be rotating both. And the Sage sees that in the mid. Then they're all just contribute right to A, and from there, that double kill is insane. Just swung the tide right back in their favor.
Throwing up the standard wall placement for B. As Infernos look like they might try to commit more wholesomely. Aldrone immediately gets shot down. Going to make it much more of a tough peek there for Aka.
The Sage is all the way behind them right now.
Yeah, that's a sneaky flank coming out through here. I don't see anyone. Okay, some of them are turning around. I think I did see the Sova turn around, so they should be cognizant of it. Some shots exchanged, but nope, it doesn't look like the flank was successful. So Sage is just going to go out to a safer position. Actually going to have to deal with the Viper here. Throws out, snake bite, and
there it is.
Nope, it's just pinched in from both sides. Now the Infernos think they're probably going to try to rotate over to A this time. They do have a bit more time. And the benefit is they've already got Sky planted there towards A. So they've already got someone holding down that sideline and instantly takes out Key. So that last situation that happened last round isn't going to happen this time.
Kinetic getting both those mid-lurk kills just immediately secures A site for them. And Reyna's probably going to get a good flank on them here. Yep, there it is. Yep, another double right there.
And that's exactly what you want. That was the win when they needed it the most. They don't want to let Surge get that 2. You know, usually 3 is kind of the break point for when you just kind of build up a huge momentum that's very hard to get back. You have to start winning multiple rounds against the other team to get them to eco. But now having this, both teams are going to be able to get their full buys. We're going to finally see the Vandals and Phantoms be brought out here. It was just the last moment here of, like you said, Reyna holding down.
The flanks have been pretty big so far, and I always thought, the real game doesn't start until the 4th or 5th round, where both teams are bringing out.
Sure. Yeah, oftentimes pistol rounds just aren't always indicative of how the main round is going to go. I've seen matches where they win the first 2 rounds, essentially the pistol rounds, and then all of a sudden the other team wins 13 straight games because once they get the guns they're used to, that's it.
TenZ might get a good... Nope, not going to get the pick off there. Holding a close angle, didn't quite get it. They're going to have good crossfire going here, though. They have not taken site control yet. Prestige already getting a pick in mid. This might force them to get a commit here. However, if you're looking at the map, you'll notice that there's not any one team that's fully committed to one side yet. 2 on A, the rest on B. They're just taking it slow here with 35 seconds left. And there's Pryor getting a pick. That's big for them. That's their lurker gone.
30 seconds
However, the
left.
Kinetic is... Might get a timing here on the mid-rotate.
Oh, and just guesses it wrong with the crosshair placement there. But nice flank there from TenZ is going to start things back for the Surge, who need to retake the point now. Throws down the teleports. Going to try to take advantage of that with a quick peek. Quick exchange, try to work off of the dog here, off of yellow. He's up on crates. Gets what he was looking for. And now there's just the Viper. They have enough time, try to focus, gets...
Oh.
Yep, just way too much there to go up against. Kind of a triple peak, if you will. That's going to do it. The Surge back into momentum. So they've kind of proved that they're not just kind of a one-trick pistol round kind of team.
And I'm just gonna bring back that fill position point where maybe the Inferno's got to warm up a little bit here, maybe not, but you got 2 fill positions. And Inferno with the full roster here, maybe they just got to warm up here, maybe not, but from what's looking like, Surge is on the momentum right now. We are seeing that op come out here from Kinetic on the Infernos.
Yeah, it's a pretty big investment. Should Surge take that away, that would definitely mean that Infernos are probably going to be ecoing next round, but they got to be cognizant of the possibility. And instantly Prestige is going to take out TenZ there.
Surge is already at a disadvantage here. 1 down. Oh, but Sky's going to get the healing off for Key.
Immediately use the Seekers to try to get the Infernos a better situation of where everyone is. And also gonna, yeah, Reyna's gonna use her ult. Sage trying to get a peek here, but from way too many angles, bullets are flying. Throws out a slow to try to buy himself a little bit of time, and now sees the head, unable to click it. He's gonna be taken down by the other Sage.
The Viper's pick getting committed here. Should guarantee the round win, but there's Pryor getting a peek, getting a kill.
Question that they're looking for, trying to find out where Viper is, taking a risky angle, sees the Sage.
Oh,
and it's just between, baits it out with the defuse and is able to actually take out the Viper. And what a crucial play there. Now I hope he realizes there is an op on the floor. I don't know if the Surge realizes it, but either way.
I actually don't know where that op was dropped.
Yeah, I don't know where it was. Maybe they tossed it back, you know, in their own spawn and just decided for something else. Either way, though, I mean, op or not, it's going to put a huge dent in the eco for the Infernos.
4-1, it's gonna question their momentum change here. So far, the Infernos have really opted to all push to one site. They might want to default here or go for a mid, see what pick they can get. But they're going to see an all-5 push here. B again.
Knives and Tour de Force are going to be used. This cheeky Sage play that's caught a lot of players off guard here. So you don't necessarily expect this angle, so going to have to know where that is. Taking a look, sees it, and able to take out Zulitic, Kinetic, and a double for this Sage. An angle like that, that's just the point where you want to uninstall the game. It's just, you're like, come on!
Taking one of the books from Grim. We're going to hop off that. They know the Sage is there. They might get a good flank here, Key.
Yeah, that's actually a really nice angle that Key has. If he doesn't make any noise, they might just walk right into him without realizing it.
They are suspecting it,
though. And that was so perfectly gift wrapped. Another picks up another.
Gets the info.
Now they're just going to double peek, finish him off with the Tour. And that was really, in terms of a peek that you're looking for on a flank, you could not ask more for something that's better to hit than the crouch walk right here. Yeah. You're going so slow around the corner. It's like that's a habit that you just, when you're trying to get better at the game, you have to learn to just ditch it. You don't crouch walk around corners because you go so slow.
I actually have that button unbinded. I do not have crouch binded currently because it is a habit that I'm getting rid of.
Yeah.
A lot of people say if you're not really using the Phantom. Another cheeky wall. It's gonna pay off getting the pick.
Tenzi doesn't need to use the Phantom. He's happy with the Vandal right there. Already gets his first pick, and a few members of the Infernos thinking, well, maybe B might be an option here. The thing is, they only have really one person watching over B. Only Barry's kind of got a view, and a view right on site, and Zultek might be thinking the right opportunity here. If they can, you know, kind of quickly take out Barry, the other team would have to rotate over. But they need to check this angle. They can't peek around here just blindly. Sees it! He was caught in the reload! And is able to pick out Key, too. Thing is, though, he doesn't have the spike. The spike is still over near A.
This might...
It's on the Sage.
The Sage Ridge gets committed here. They don't check this corner, maybe.
He is so tech. He picks up 3, just sneakily playing around everyone. That's odd over for the Surge here, though. Oh, needs to see. Up on Crate, is able to at the last moment, and now it's 1v2. Not going to be able to turn it around, however.
That was a big momentum shift for Infernos. That's their first round, I believe, coming back for them. Especially after Tenzi getting such a peaky little pick. This right here is so morale breaking. You needed to hold on just for a second. I get the twitch behavior there. Everyone kind of does a little bit, but at some point, you gotta regret that right there. that player's thinking in their head right now, ah, I just gave it up a little bit. Fireball's going to end up in 5-man push onto A here. Only 2 on site.
And Inferno's really overall are really kind of, it seems like their main strategy is to push on all at once. Is able to get their tick, able to get the hit onto the chamber there. Considering that he does have that op, that's a very important, and they're able to take 10Z out, quickly getting key as well. Going to use the Viper's Pit to help them secure that plant, and now that's a tough retake we're looking at here for
Soul now
Surge.
getting 3,
4 possible ace here from Soltech.
Actually, Sage just took out Soul. So unfortunately, the ace is going to be denied.
Yeah, but at that point, you know, it's still a very convincing victory for the Infernos. And one that they need. The Infernos lost game 1 in the grand finals last time against the Surge. So we're going to have to see if they're going to be able to start this week's grand finals on the right foot with a win.
When you have one player that goes and takes out 4 of the enemy team, you know, it's you kind of have to put that round in the books and move on.
This is interesting because we actually see we have a timeout there from the Surge, which, you know, when you're Infernos, it looks like they might be able to turn this thing around. I wouldn't blame them for this timeout at this particular point. What I do think is interesting, it's a question of how the Infernos want to try to engage and challenge on the point. It seems like they have mixed results when they try to all charge on at once, but there's also the thing of you can also just kind of split off and try to initially get your peak, you know, really use the timer to your advantage to try to see where everyone is on all points and then make your call.
Yeah, whoever that default stance or that 3A, 2B, whoever gets the first kind of site control really dictates what site they go for there. And we do see that. I think I've noticed they've just constantly kind of kept this 5-man stack push, and it's been working out here and there for them. And the Surge's kind of site retake is spotty every now and then, but I think it's just a matter of these teams are pretty hand-in-hand.
Well, the great win a few rounds ago was because, you know, you had someone, they were kind of spread out a little. They were able to get some flanks that Surge didn't expect.
When you allow full tech, especially the duelist on the team, to isolate these 1v1s, they're probably going to keep winning them.
Oh, at the last moment there, 10Z decides to bail.
That is twice the Surges have.
Oh, another. He hasn't taken any really initiative here. He's been teleporting, trying to. Oh, that would have been a very nice pickoff there. The Sage doesn't see him, though, turned away at the wrong moment. And yeah, I think it's time to be demoted to 9Z at this point.
Definitely got to step it up a little bit. But even 10s might suffer a little bit. So.
Which again, you aren't. You're 10Z.
Yes,
Let's get this straight.
Oh yeah.
Right now, though, the Infernos are off to a good start. Barry is just going to push the Viper's Pit right onto the point to try to clear it out. Just goes right towards the stick because he realized he didn't have the time, but they had the lineup already. Yeah, that's an all-or-in scenario, and now they got to deal with the fact they're not going to have that ultimate available. Getting pretty close to halftime anyway, though. There's only 3 rounds left, and probably not going to have that. It's tough. That Viper's going to have a really good few rounds if they want to have that Viper's Pit up before around 12.
No, it's going to be very difficult. That seemed a little, to me, to be a little bit of a panic ulti there. Definitely,
right.
You know, even if wouldn't have been shot through the smoke and been sprayed down, that would have been close.
It would have been close. Yeah, but it was a thing of like it would have had to been undisturbed for the entire time defusing the spike, and there were still 3 people on the other team already set up in their post-plant positions.
Already with the poison cloud that was there, yeah, you're going to be vulnerable. Your own Viper's Pit doesn't do too much for you there.
Sending out the dart. Gonna just try to clear out yellow, make sure no one's hanging out right there. Gives one ping. Thinks there's someone there, but there isn't. And unfortunately, those are both shock darts expended. I don't know what he saw there, but unfortunately, Yeah, all Surge had to do was just wait back way away from the point and let the Infernos burn all their util.
There's not key getting the pick onto their own. Oh,
Pryor
wow.
also with a quick peek towards middle. Through mid. It really seems Key has kind of been the player to get these picks here. Key has been kind of the key flanker.
Key player here for them.
Gonna go on top of the tube right
30
now.
seconds left.
Probably exchange some fire with Sky as they round the corner. As Pryor rounds the corner, is gonna.
Oh.
What a hero! Goes up against a triple peak and manages to get the pick. They're going to trade, but overall, if you're in a situation where you're unknowingly watching and
10
going into a
seconds
triple peak, trading it is kind of the best you can hope for.
In a 5v2 situation, they're just going to look to save here.
Yeah, just look to save, maybe get an exit frag on top of that. Might try to catch 10Z off guard, but not quite.
Ooh.
Oh, and unable to get the exit frag there.
You know, when you make that decision to save, ultimately, because you're backed into a corner, you got to question a little bit of why challenge this angle? Like, I understand you still get your full by at the end of the day, and maybe, you know, they had the money. Kinetic, I don't think Kinetic had the money to spare that, though. I believe this isn't last. No, this is not last round, but.
No, we still have 2 to go. This is that's the caster's desk from where we're calling all the action. You just can't see us, but we're there.
That'd be an amazing view.
They should do that, change the model so it's an esports caster's desk. Have 2 people just looking over the whole battlefield.
They could put penguins on them.
That would be so funny.
That'd be great.
Oh my goodness, look at this. Just Zoltek quickly is going to stop the flanks before they happen. Finds himself, though, up against 2, and Pryor's going to eliminate him. But Infernos have already gotten the spike down. Now this is crucial. That's Sage Res, one of the most important ults you can use. It's all even again. Gonna try to recreate what they had in round 1, but no one's hanging out down there this time. Instead, everyone's in post-plant position, throws out the Sage Wall and the Poison Cloud. They're gonna be able to stick at least half here. I think they just all the way through, and they do it!
The Soul Bolt comes out.
Yeah, what was happening there?
Last round in the half.
Oh, talk about whiffing it there. I think I need to see. It was online. The Sova ult was online.
Yeah.
And he just waits not to use. That's exactly why you want to use a Hunter's Fury in that situation. That is bizarre.
Nobody, I mean, once the Sage Wall goes up, you have to assume they're going to stick it.
Well,
and
of course,
and you spray it down, but nobody.
No, I'm going to stick the Sage Wall up because I want to take a selfie with the spike here right next to me.
And then nobody peeks it. Tenzka's a good pick, but you imagine they call
10Z.
out there, hey, 10Z, yes. Not the professional.
No.
10Z. No, that would be unfair.
Let's give our 12th reminder of the game, which is never going to expire here.
No. That Poison Cloud is going to stop the plant here.
They're just going to wait it out, but right now 10Z with the tour de force already picking up Kinetic. He's also going to get the slow and zone out a lot of area, gets Zoltek as well. He's on a roll, and this basically, the thing is, you think it forces a turnaround, but the problem is you've already got Pryor just with a perfect angle against this flank here. They're just going to slowly pinch them in here and give them nowhere to go.
One enemy
And
remaining.
there's another one, Key. 1v5, not going to be one there, and overall ending at 8-4 for the Surge, which isn't too bad. You know, I think both teams have a little bit of positive to take away from this first half because, I mean, obviously you want to be in the lead, but 8-4, that's still a game, especially if the Infernos, you know, if maybe they're much better on defense here. You know, you always have a side that you're kind of better at playing, and if you're on attack and you don't know you're particularly good at it, sometimes it's just taking away 4 or 5 rounds that's enough to get you to the win. So still a lot to play.
8-4 is definitely not out of the game yet. I will say that Sage Wall had a gap in there that just stopped Sage from planting the spike, and I think just turned the favor into the Surge's way.
That's a good spot.
Looks like he's going to plant his trademark down there.
As long as the chamber stays alive here, the Infernos will not be able to flank here. So getting a pick on the chamber will be big. And they should call out for a flank here. Kinetic's probably going to get a really good timing on some people.
Gets a lot of info, but didn't quite want to take it there. And I don't blame. You might have been able to get one pick, but then everyone turns around and just takes you out instantly.
There's that trigger discipline that, you know, a lot of people are probably going, why did you shoot? You know, but I think that was ultimately the smarter decision to make in that moment. And just like that, Kinetic stays alive to get a 2-piece.
Yep.
In Maze is going to have all of Maze control now. The Viper lineup.
Gets the lock.
Oh, wow.
One enemy remaining.
Okay, I respect it. That's really good. It already has another one lined up. There you go. That's beautiful. That's just nothing but the lineups. Of the Molly player of the game right now.
Lineups came in clutch
I love,
right in that moment.
how the Sage throws up the wall thinking, this is going to protect me, and all it does is it just
traps her.
Almost trapped. That's great. And production, just a note for you, there is a button you can use to swap the colors for Surge and Infernos. So it's on your control pad. It's handwritten in the center console.
Nah.
Not the center. It's the box to the left. And
I think that button's overrated.
It's overrated. I mean, this is more colorful this way.
Yeah.
But anyway, if you wanna solve that mystery, that'll be your task.
Oh,
there he is.
jump.
Thank you very much.
Jump peek.
You got such great production here. Thank you.
They're wonderful. They're amazing.
Whoa. Ooh. Playing a dance there with the Sheriff in mid.
Not going to quite get anything out of it.
And even despite the rework that Yoru Sheriff, that's probably the most we're going to see of Yoru for this broadcast. So sad, but I thought the obligatory mention for some of his fans in production. So they called him out. That's going to be the most you get.
He showed up in the VCT championship.
There's always that. I'll try to keep the hope alive.
As long as there's hope.
As long as there's hope.
If there's will, there's a way.
Toxin screen down.
Now Surge are going to have...
30 seconds
Yeah, this is
left.
quite a push here on toward B. Gets the plant. They're going to start firing. Just barely is able to keep him at bay with the mollies. 10Z with the headhunter is able to pick up Z Sushi. Now they can get in their post plant. Quickly teleports away. Oh, has the...
Oh.
That's why double peeking can save your life, because those few seconds there, in any normal situation, you would have gotten head tapped in that amount of time, but because there were two members peeking there, he had to focus on either one or the other, giving enough time for 10Z to bring out the headhunter, take out the Sage, and secure victory.
Was this just a dry peek here? Like, yeah, this was just... Yeah, there was no Uto used there to assist them.
Oh, we have a timeout, it looks like. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Given the Infernos, you know, especially, they need to turn things around here or else that gets way too far away from him. So while we have that timeout, you actually brought up something interesting. So I know a lot of times in timeouts, the other casters like to discuss strategy. I want to take timeouts to discuss random questions with you. So we were discussing peaks. What's your favorite peak to use? Like, what's your favorite kind of strategy in terms of peaking?
Definitely using Uto. I think, you know, you whether that's when you're in a 5-stack situation, you definitely have to be making some kind of call out. Somebody, your Sky, your Reyna. I believe those are the two people on their team that have their flashes. It's just, if you're going to dry peek, you can't really, the way they swing there is so opening up to every single possible angle they have. There's no, I mean, it can be confusing dealing with a team like that, but I just think that's
I like the Ferrari peak.
With Neon?
I like the peak where you're using a weapon that doesn't punish you as much. You have to be using a very close range weapon that doesn't punish you too much for moving around while shooting. So something like the Shorty or the Frenzy, and you kind of peek around, but instead of stopping, You just keep going. You just keep running because most people expect you to stop. They expect you to use a wide peek around. They weren't expecting Sulitic right there, who's just on a roll. Well, okay, that's a timeout that pays off, I suppose.
The Infernos came back lively. They finally contested an angle. That's the first time I think I've seen that the entire game.
So now it's a question of what the Surge wants to do because, man, just kind of going for a point like that, just all of them stacking down one lane, it's just, it kind of exudes confidence above everything else, you know, just let's close this game out really fast. And
But that probably won't work again. Now the Surge had a tough reminder, and they will be double peeking and double checking.
Yeah, one of that's the kind of play that only works out great for one, and then 10Z getting the first pick for Surge. Starting things off right. From that dart is going to know where the Sova is as well, but the Sova now knows where he is. Now Sage going to throw up a wall, so try to make mid just a little bit safer for Surge to walk through. They are still kind of debating whether they want to do A or B. They've split up between them. So I'm thinking they probably want to get another pick before they fully commit.
They want to see if they have any site control that they can take before fully committing here. But the bomb is over on A, deep in A territory.
Toxins going up.
Will they throw? This is, okay, they're trying to fake out Infernos here. They're going to throw up the wall and then immediately rotate onto A. Once we get toward 35 seconds, you got to make a decision. I don't think they have the time to fully rotate, so it has to be A. But they're just going to try to throw out some util here.
Left.
This is all a big bamboozlement for the Infernos.
And it's working.
And now they just waltz right up onto A. The Sova's not looking in that direction. He still thinks they're over toward B.
Might get timing on here.
Indeed you do.
Wow.
You have been fooled.
That is big play right there. That is very smart. And they might flawless them back. Oh.
Yeah.
That just
Answer
shuts
one
down.
flawless. Yeah, it shuts down everything that happened over that pass.
Everything,
And I like how much they committed to trying to fool Infernos here, because it was a thing of they could have just thrown up their wall and then immediately tried to rotate over. That's what I thought they were going to do initially, but they waited just enough. They didn't just throw up the wall. They waited a few seconds, threw out a snake bite, just trying to keep the util going. And they were able to completely flank the Sova, the two players over on A.
That was very big brain of them. That was very... Especially with the numbers advantage, too. You expect them to just hit the site really hard.
And now this is a very crucial round for Prestige and the Infernos at large. Going to start it off right. They have to win ecoing, and they're already doing that. There goes the Empress thrown out by Surge. Barry eliminates Sultek. See how that Empress can also play. Ooh, they're trying to flank from mid and is able to take out Key with the knives. Now there's just two left of the Surge.
Backed into a corner. They're going to
Pings
put the
the
wall
gun.
up, though, to try and get Spike. The best they
This
can do
place
here
Pryor
is...
is waiting.
Well, they know...
They know time's going to start to not be their friend here.
Oh?
So it passes, sir. Are they keeping open? Oh, man, that's so tough, though. Once again, the 30s, it can be tough to rotate over fast enough. Nope, they're going to still stick on A. We're now in the 20s.
30 seconds left.
Man, they know that A is locked down so much, but they don't really have any other option time-wise. And now Prestige just waits out. There's only going to be one left with Barry, and they get a Thrifty to keep things going.
Playing aggressive on an eco. That's how you're supposed to do it. And
this
they did it well.
And this was definitely a round they needed to win.
Oh, yeah.
You don't want to be put up against the overtime situation that many rounds back. If they lost here, then the best they would have had to hope for would have been winning 7 rounds in a row, not over to win, but just to force overtime.
Yep.
And that's such a huge drag. So keeping that cushion there, keeping them at that 11, that's what the Infernos are going to be wanting to do.
So far, they've been trading. Ever since the timeout, they've been trading round for round, but that is they cannot afford that.
Let's play.
Tour de force, brought out by the Surge.
Here's an aggressive op. It's gonna get one though.
will not kill my ally.
There goes the Sage res immediately.
Oh,
It gets another.
6v5 doesn't matter. It's gonna take out 2 of them.
Now we are back in even 4v4. He's going to try to get a flank, but look at that sneaky angle the Sage is holding in mid. Even if they peek out here, they're not going to see this.
Might get underneath.
No.
Oh no, doesn't clear it.
Then Sage evens it back though, so now it's back to 3v3. That's why it's a good evolutionary trait to have peripheral vision. That's why peripheral vision is passed down from generation to generation.
Exactly. Not clearing that corner. That's something you don't clear though. That's something I wouldn't clear. I wouldn't think someone's sitting there.
Sushi's still waiting. It's 10Z, Haynes Raxi, even
30
I.
seconds left.
It's a never-ending battle, but one I will never give up.
Spike planted.
Oh, that's a great dart thrown out there. He gets 2 pings. Now he knows where it is. Connect just waiting here with this op in this angle. Surge can just play post-plant right now with the tour de force is able to take out 10Z.
Oh,
But Sage answering that back. We could be seeing an ace here for both
Player
teams.
standing.
Nope. Okay.
1v2 situation.
Yep, that negated everything. So it's going to be 1v2. Still impressive, though, the Surge manages to hold. I don't know at this point. You just go for the post plant.
The wall's gonna come down here though.
Oh! Yeah, I was trying to do it for time there. Yeah, still going to
They'll
have
get it,
barely
yeah.
enough.
Yep.
Oh, just 1.5 more. But this is
Wow.
good for the Infernos. They're showing that they deserve to be.
Yep.
They were the ones who lost last time. They lost the first game, excuse me, last time. So they want to change the overall narrative here, and we're gonna have another timeout by the Surge.
Using their timeouts. This is something we don't even see really used all that often in collegiate play.
Yeah, but I mean, it's one of your it's like think of it. It's just like all your other abilities. It's util that you use at a certain time. You get a minute for your coach to come in, kind of cool down the emotions of every single team, because you can see it happen. If you get so close to victory and then the other team starts to rally and take it away from you, that is, I would say that's probably the most moment where tilt can settle in and it's taken away from you. I know, just to you were talking about the collegiate level, but I'll just bring that out. Boise State had a very important match against SCADA, I think a few weeks ago. And anyway, they were in overtime in a match the round they had to win, and they went into the overtime 4 minutes to 1 minute. So by all stakes, they should have been able to win that. But because the other team started to rally and you're so close to victory there, one mistake can start to snowball into another's, and you get so laser focused. So that's what a timeout here is meant to do. It's to stop those situations.
Yeah. I think you said it perfectly. It's your util. You're supposed to use it.
Gonna throw up a wall here toward B. Looks like they might be eyeing B, but you can already see here they're going for a much more careful approach, spreading out a little bit between all the points, just trying to get an initial peek. Barry might get it here against Sultak. Finds him!
Gonna get a lot of damage off.
Yeah, but did manage, to get a few ticks there against the Reyna.
Soltec is lucky to walk away from that encounter, though.
Got taken down to 63. Does have Empress available, and the Sage Res is still available for the Infernos.
Looks like they know it's going to be a B hit here. Sage Wall probably used to help plant the spike.
There goes the Empress. Only thing Surge has is the Seekers. They're going to immediately try and start to plant.
Spike planted.
They're going to plant. Now they got to go to post plant.
That's a big pick.
Is able to heal off of that. Surge still holding on to Seekers. Oh, they're going to try to at least bait out the stick. Pryor, though, with a great play, taking out Prestige. Oh, but Kinetic with the op, holding things down. 10Z waiting to the last moment. He has to do a 1v3 now with the Headhunter. How good are you at clicking heads? He's able to get one. Oh, not good enough to shoot through the smoke, though.
The shorty, too.
Now it's 11-8.
Was that timeout enough to help them regroup here?
It doesn't look like so far. Well, this is going to be very interesting now because the last round they didn't have anything except for the Seekers. Now they're going to have the Viper's Pit available. But the most crucial ultimate is that the Sage Res is still available for the Infernos. And it can turn a whole match around the longer they're able to hold on to that. Or be able to take, you know, obviously if it's to win the round, then yes, you need to use it to win the round. You can't afford right now to lose a round. But what I'm saying is it's definitely weighing on the Surge's minds right now. Maybe. Seems like they're just trying to charge through mid here, go through tube. They're going to throw out the Seekers immediately.
They have to commit the wall and
almost gets hit there. Barry knows he's there, though, is able to successfully take the trade. It's going to go 4-4, and every ultimate being used here by the Surge. 10Z is eliminated by Sultek. This is actually pretty good for the Infernos. They're already...
And they don't clear tube. Drone does not clear tube.
Oh. The flanks doesn't know he's there, though. Oh,
here's the
there
save.
you...
No.
What was that? What was that? What? Are you kidding? What?
One enemy remaining.
Okay, I personally think iron is too much right now. We need a new tier. We need a plastic or paper tour. I'm paper, ranked 5. It's gonna let them know, hey,
no.
we might have won, but that was not cool.
Oh, no. Exactly.
And we're gonna rub salt in the wound, of course. What was this?
Here's the Sova, decides not to go for it. Here's the Sage. Oh.
You know what I think happened? I think they accidentally turned on sticky keys. I think.
You think so?
I don't know. There was like such a delay there. From I don't know. They still won though.
Yeah.
So I guess you just.
I don't know how to describe that. That is something you don't see very often.
I have this fight.
I mean, overall, let's not take away from Prestige's overall performance. Still at 13-2.
Yeah.
13-2. So, still, you know, mid-fragging
You whiff
for Sage.
sometimes.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
whiff sometimes. It's just, whoo.
Sage wall goes down. Yep, they know they're gonna
Snake
rotate.
bite, just gonna try to go right through it and is able to plant. Now no more mollies available, but a Viper's Pit. Gonna use that Viper's Pit, try to clear out point. Moves on, finds himself in a bad situation, has to teleport out. Sage with the pick onto Sultek.
The knives aren't gonna find anybody yet. Oh! But they're gonna get the
Oh, they
fuse
just
off.
stuck it. Okay, sure. I mean, really, yeah. That's Viper's pick.
In the heat of all that, that is probably a little hard to understand or to react in time to stop the defuse, but with all that territory gained from the Viper's Pit, it's hard to retake that back.
Well, Infernos, this was insane. I think they're clearly very good at defending here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So it probably was a situation of when they're attacking, let's just try to get, 4 or 5 rounds and then we go from there, and it's worked out for them. They're almost ready to tie this all up. And that a quick peek there with the op. Eliminating Pryor.
Barry might be able to get a pick here. Both Barry and Prestige are probably not going to challenge this angle too hard.
You will not kill my allies.
Sage
Okay.
Res is going to get committed.
But hey, you know, I'd be willing to trade an early op shot
Oh, yeah.
for burning that ult away.
Oh, yeah. You get the chance to go back at it at a 5v5, yeah. Key's going to be so deep into the site.
Gonna go into the cubby here. Trying to get a peek onto Moe. I don't know if he knows he's there, though.
Oh.
Able to mow him down.
Just barely missing the head. So far to be... Oh, Barry. Barry, no.
30 seconds left.
Sage Roll's committed. Spike does not get planted.
That's a great angle there. Now going to plant again. Throws down the slow. Infernos are kind of collapsing on all of them. It's still 3-2, and Kinetic now makes it a 3v1. Kinetic has definitely found his groove with the op. Almost takes a bit of damage from the dart there. Yeah, it's just going to go through. They know exactly where he is. Just kind of got a double peek here through yellow.
Oh,
Yep. There you go, Z Sushi. And Team Ace as well. That is... I mean, what a way to kind of boost your team's mood. Not only do you tie it up, but you do it with the Team Ace as well. And this was so good also. Just, I have to commend the op play from the Infernos. Getting that early peak, I mean, yes, it gets res, but you burn the res, which is so important. When we have so little rounds remaining, once you get the most powerful ultimate that the Surge probably has out of the way, now I think the Infernos maybe just take two and win.
Yeah, and that's... They can very much run away here. And the Surges, having used their timeout really early on, can't slow this down or can't ice Infernos out.
I mean, they did have two. They used two, so
yes.
So they did kind of spread those out. So
it's really important how they go about this now.
It's gonna wait for the eye to. That's a good use of the Seekers there on the Surge, but it's not going to really be enough. They are going to get some information, though, on where Infernos are defending from.
That pick by Soltec.
Waiting up in the pipes, catching them almost on the rope.
That could have been disastrous right there if Soltec would have gone down. The heal's going to come out. That's the benefit of having both characters on your team that can heal.
Yep.
Taking it slow right now. And the Infernos are starting to decommit off of A, thinking it might be a rotate.
Yeah. They're just waiting them out. There goes another one.
And if they just hard push this right now,
there's only one holding A.
They can take
the mind games again. Oh no! Okay, he's getting an idea. Okay, maybe I need to think 2 steps ahead here.
No, yeah,
Able to bait out the op shot. Unfortunately, you have to spend a body to bait out, which that just means getting picked. At this point, though, I don't really see it for the Surge. There's just one player left. It just kind of resigns himself at the end there. Well, now the Surge has to tie it up for overtime.
I don't know if using the dog there was the right play. I understand the attempt to get info and declare angles for your team, but you have to understand that by slowing your play down like that, you are assuming they're going to push off. So you might as well just push 100% as fast as you can and try and make the most out of it. I think the dog allowed everyone on the Infernos to just rotate to A quickly.
You want to play?
Looks like they're going to try to rush B, but at this point, Kinect's holding that down with the op and can just immediately dash away afterwards.
Oh, gets down, has to use an updraft.
Falls off, has to use one updraft. Trying to see. Well, the eye's going to definitely confirm.
Oh!
Oh. Oh. What is this?
Gonna get,
Oh,
it's just
that
gonna get hunted down.
That was disappointing.
The Sage Roll's going to boost. Oh, that could have been big.
Right now, Surge is using a few of their mollies. Try to keep them at bay. Spike just placed down near the crates.
They know there's a flank coming here. Oh, but Sage is going to...
Soltec.
Nobody's watching it. Oh, wait, there's one watching it. Key's not watching this.
Oh! With a quick headshot. Now is able to turn them all around. Now they know that going to be pressed in from two sides. It's actually going to now try to regroup, or at least just try to bait them out even further.
30 seconds left.
That's what they're definitely doing with the Sky here.
Soltech is just all the way in their spawn.
With the shorty! Right as they were walling.
That's a good play right there.
Oh, they're going to decide, hey, you know what? The shorty is what's working out for us. It's going to work out again! One shorty deserves another.
Last player standing.
Molly's going to slow him down.
Okay,
10's going to TP out.
Tour de force. Trying to keep the post plant alive. Infernos has to clear, but these walls are just making it so hard. Immediately gets flashed.
They're all flashed. Oh, my.
All righty.
Going to overtime.
Yep, you know what it is? Yeah, I know what it is. We're going into overtime now.
That's twice, I got to say, that the Sky has attempted to flash through a wall and has blinded
I mean,
herself.
hey, I just like seeing shorty kills. So
Yeah,
as long as I get that, I'm happy for the day.
You expect the op player to have the shorty, but why did Barry? I mean, I guess why am I questioning Barry had one? It clearly worked out.
I mean, hey, you know,
Who am I to question these things?
you know, you immediately get caught up in a close range scenario when you're opping, and, you know, you just need to take out the shorty.
But Barry didn't have an op. Barry was the Viper.
Well, you know, you can always get caught up in
Yeah, you can always get caught up there. Ooh.
Or at this point, you just use it as a good luck charm.
Yeah, you know. It's only 150 credits.
Yep. Get loaded on credits, you can buy 30 for your team.
Weapon here.
We're not going to use that owl drone. Fires the bolt. Looks like he was able to get a tick, at least, on one of the other players.
Sight was completely theirs.
That was, but just barely spotted 10Z there out in heaven, and it was enough to make him expel the dash and retreat and fully commit to B.
Don't make the same mistake again. Did not make the same mistake again.
Throws out
Both
two
volleys.
mollies to try to prevent the spike.
Spike planted.
Only going to be successful in taking a bit of health, but that's going to be taken out by the Viper's Pit as well. 10Z trying to get the right sort of lineup here around yellow. Has to go all the way around through the slope, but still manages to get the headshot. And on, I thought another, but Prestige is holding it down.
You will not kill my allies.
Well, I mean, that's,
Jet ground.
there you go.
Oh, there it is.
All right, Infernos now with a slight lead. They have the advantage.
Match point.
Switching sides. Match point.
Yeah,
this
I thought they had a chance here. I thought just barely, maybe they had a chance. But it's so hard when you're walking through a slow.
Yeah.
It's basically like we were talking about earlier on when you're crouching around and
Yep,
dry
it'd be,
peeking.
yeah.
It just makes you so easy. Makes it so easy for you to get taken down.
But now we're back on this original Infernos now on defense. They proved us wrong by having a strong offense that last round. And we know they're good on defense, and they are going to waste no time in being super aggressive here. Soltech. And now Kinetic, 2 picks. It's sad to say it, but this round might already be to close.
Kinetic has just been waiting for this sort of opportunity where he can do what he wants to do with this op. Wait for an initial peak, be able to have the insurance with his dash. And he's looking for another one, trying to take Barry out of Nest right now.
Look in heaven.
Barry's trying to bait out that op shot.
No.
And that's it.
down
At
A.
least Pryor, you've got a dream here. Start with the flash and hope for the
Don't
best.
flash yourself.
Oh my goodness, no, he waited too long. Okay,
Gonna
that's
get
gonna do
timing
it.
on.
But hey, you know what? As far as overtimes go, at least we were kind of spared.
Yeah.
We were kind of spared from the nightmare that these overtimes can take on. Well, you know, going it alone can only get you so far. Ultimately, if you want to increase your chances of success, you have to level up your teaming skills, and definitely some of the trick plays that we saw in being able to fake the other team out, fully convince them you're on one point while you're planning the other. Those kind of plays can only be made if you're working together as a team, and Esports Tower really takes the time to create teams of well-matched teammates. I'd like to do a shout out to Coach Halter, and for those watching who haven't checked out Esports Tower Clubs, you should. It's the fast track to rank up. Well, the Infernos squeak out an overtime victory over the Surge, and overall great performance. They're going to be moving themselves on to match point, which is different because the Surge won the first game last time. So overall, what are your impressions? We're going to take a short break, but I wanted to get, what are your impressions for your first casting Valorant?
My first impression is casting Valorant. Amazing. I love it. The game, though, I think it was hand in hand. I think we were just waiting for the Infernos, like you said, to get on attack. That's all it was. Then they just gained all our momentum back.
Yep, they did. I think they definitely did what they needed to do, just win 4 or 5 rounds. Don't let the wall become too over. But even then, they were still up against, what was it, like 11-5, and they had to win. They won like 7 straight rounds. So that's insane.
That's
so
a positive
congratulations.
mindset.
Yeah, that is the positive mindset you're looking for. Hopefully they can keep that going, or will the Surge upset them? We'll have to find out. But we'll take a short break and be back with round 2 right after this.
Growing up in Riggins, we have certain rules we live by. Look both ways before crossing the street. Fishing stories get better the more you tell them. Small town life makes your life anything but small. Never work alone when you go hunting. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
We're going to build bridges and hospitals in a day. We're going to save families from disaster and feed those left in the cold. We invite you to join us. The next greatest generation is now.
Growing up in Idaho, we have certain rules we live by. First rule, camouflage never goes out of style. And always buckle up. Seatbelts save lives. That's a rule we can all live by.
A rogue virus. No jobs. Sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Welcome back to the Boise State Game Pants Esports Arena. You're joining our coverage of the Esports Tower Valorant Rumble. We're in a very exciting final round where two teams that have faced off against each other, the Surge and the Infernos, multiple times. It looks like the team that lost last time might be rallying back. They've gotten the first win, the Infernos, on Icebox. We're going to see how this works out as we go forward. I'm stereo host Jacob Jem Palmer, now joined by Greg Old Soul Smith. Greg, while you weren't here on the desk, you were certainly in the control room watching a lot of the action. So what stood out most to you as you were watching the first game?
Just, I don't want to get too specific. I'll keep it general. Comebacks, don't get down, take those timeouts. Comebacks are definitely possible. In fact, they happen a lot. You just talked about, the win overall. I believe we're now at a 1-1.
We're at 1-0, I think. Perfect, that was game one.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and that was because, like I said, yeah, 1-0. Okay. And again, Infernos were the ones who lost. Last time they faced off against the Surge, they were the ones against a one win. So now that they have the momentum, I would say that it kind of favors them. Last time they lost 1-2. So, but both these teams are so evenly matched, we could see it go all the way on to the third game. But before we get into that, we've seen so much skill, and skill usually gets rewarded. In this case, through scholarships. And over the time, Esports Tower Club members have gotten so much scholarships. We want to congratulate all of the Esports Tower Club members who have graduated from their clubs and been offered scholarships across the country. Over the last 3 months, Esports Tower Club members have received over $1.6 million in scholarship rewards. These students have not only worked hard in their in-game play, but worked hard academically and have earned these scholarship opportunities. We could not be more excited and proud to see all the opportunities these players are getting. Great job overall. And if they want to be giving us performances that keep on earning scholarships, then they're going to have to follow some advice. Most notably, Doc's keys to the game, presented to us by Esports Tower. That's to flank effectively, spend and peek wisely, diminish their econ and loot, and don't whip. Even Doc is calling out that one play and saying, dude, we're not in paper league here. We're not in paper. Let's at least get to iron here, and then baby steps from there. It's all brought to you usually by Esports Tower, but it can be brought to us by Drop-In Gaming as well. Hey, they offer a lot of tournaments, whether for new and experienced players alike. They're the premier online platform for gamers who seek competition. They can play favorite games to win cash and prizes through free and paid entry matches and tournaments. Whether you are new to the scene or a seasoned veteran, Drop-In Gaming has the right games and competition for you. Now, as we go into the matchup, we've already seen Icebox moving over to Ascent, and I was just joking when I said that Yoru-skinned Sheriff was all we would see of Yoru. Kinetic might trying to make the hopes of some production members come alive here, but we'll just have to see.
Now, Fade is not live right now.
No,
right?
this is, yeah.
So just talking for fun now, I think Fade is really going to make Yoru a lot stronger. Yep, and sure enough, yeah, not going to see that. We do have Selexic and Kinetic out on the Jet and on the Reyna, going for a double duelist feel on that attacking side. However, our other team is not going to be doing so, just letting the Jet carry that duelist role. So I like to see the difference in at least composition, which I hope foreshadows a difference in play style here.
Well, I know Kinetic is definitely going to be licking his chops on Ascent here. As good as he was on the op on Icebox, once you get into Ascent with a good opper, whoo boy, you better have something to block off mid, or else you can just kiss that part of the stage goodbye.
Yeah, there's a good amount of space to op here. We see some decent ops on B as well, honestly.
Yep. Has such a great heaven. Able to keep that archway locked down nice.
Yeah, you can see this beautiful flyover, giving you a little tour
really
of what's going on.
The only way you could get onto B without going through the archway would be mid, but mid is also extremely dangerous because of the op, so it really puts you in a situation where, okay, we'll go to A, but hey, most likely if you're going, if you're taking out A from the ops, then you're going B, but then you might get an Odin in your face from the Sova. So
sure can.
You can see so much on this map.
B is so much paper wall, too, because that little shack in the middle, you can shoot right through as well. So you do have to have some good positioning here. We see Kavita moving right on to Kinetic. They might meet in the hallway here. Kinetic with a good jump peek out, get some information before falling back with that Frenzy. A good position to be in with that Frenzy, and speaking of positioning, this Omen Smoke so strong. Let's Kinetic push up. He's going to take a gamble on where they might be at. It looks like if he pushes out, he'll lose. They've got him in a beautiful Lose.
Oh, he doesn't. Yeah,
here.
he doesn't know that if he steps outside of that smoke, it's going to be game over for. So kind of wisely goes over to kind of a better peak position and gives the call out toward the team. You still have a few members hanging out onto B just in case it's a fake out. Quickly dodges the blind, dodges the flash. Some of the members of Key and Danny are going to be able to get a whole lot of picks. It's actually traded back and forth, and now it's 2-2.
Yeah, Selexic did take 3 in the middle, though. Very impressive. Ooh, Kavita was fighting a lot there. Actually, that second blind got himself, so he's lucky to make it out of the situation. Tumbugos now fighting against Zushi. Zushi dry peeked it with the knife just to see what was going on, I think, and was not able to take a shot onto him. Ooh, put through the smoke. Akamo does take Tumbugos, so that brings it to a 2-1 win for the first point. So not a whole lot of economy riding over, just looking at who survived. So this will be a round they hope to save as many people so they can bonus up into round 3 if they win. And this is the bonus breaker that we hope to see coming out on the attacking side.
We still don't have the overlay for both teams, so still probably trying to work out who's on which team. Thank you.
There it is.
Inferno's having the first win, so they're in a good position.
Speaking of good position, Prestige here with
I
a
know.
great Spectre hold.
I mean, we've seen that already, that just that particular angle already be used a lot because of the smokes that are placed down by Omen. And because it seems Surge likes to push through with so many members going through A, that if you try to take that angle, you're going to instantly, be triple, quadruple peaked on. So it really forces them to take these sort of more off angles. We also see that's not just he's holding the angle, but he also has the teleport, and the other one's placed way back into heaven.
Yeah, so he's actually holding kind of 2 prime angles. Ooh, it went a little bit deep, so he didn't even have to 180 very hard. So he gets an easy one, gets right out while he's being flashed. That's just a power Prestige right there. They know where he's going to be. Ooh, Selexic takes a dangerous move out, does take 1, but Barry replies. Prestige takes another 2, and Akamo backs him up, bringing that to a 4K between the two. And they survive with 3 people to bonus into this next round, taking an Ion Sheriff and a Spectre.
I mean, that's just the dream that everyone had with Chamber. We finally have another player that has a quickly abandoned ship. It's no longer Jet's dash, and because there's a bit more range on those teleports, you can take these aggressive angles that you wouldn't have been able to just with the dash.
I will argue that kind of raises his skill ceiling as skill floor. You can't use him correctly unless you're taking advantage of that ability to watch strange off
I mean, you need
Kinetic.
to do what Kinetic did right there. You have to be so reliable with your headshots.
You do, because if you take a wrong headshot, then you have to clip out of there, and you've used utility if you used your Headhunter and got nothing from it. So it takes a little bit of practice to play him well, but Tumbugos does.
Now it's going to be 4-4. Still a little bit of interest being exchanged over mid as Surge now decides to go through B for the first time, but there are 2 already holding down B. The dart is thrown out. It's going to be quickly demolished. Now the Owl Drone goes through, takes a look to the right, still doesn't know he's there.
I was going to say, it sounded like it did go off. It did get Mo, but it wasn't played off of fast enough, and this Omen smoke is just fantastic. Hopefully they're going to drop a nice defensive smoke. Doesn't look like they want to spend it right now, and I wouldn't either, considering they've both got pretty decent angles, and Tumbugos is going nice and slow around here. They don't have to push this. They've got one in mid. They can move up.
Prestige is waiting, though.
The garden. Ooh.
He is waiting right for that moment. There goes the smoke. Is going to force him. He just does a little bit of gunfire trying to bait out Prestige.
30 seconds
Now they're all in the doorway. Prestige is just so disciplined right now. Now sees his opportunity. He gets 1 and 2.
Prestige plays off that flash excellently because that flash moves straight in, so he must have had a beautiful 180. Unfortunately, Prestige can't protect his friend Akamo, so now he's left to run the site himself with a quick Q from the Omen. He's not affected.
It doesn't have time, though. Nope. Nope.
Yeah.
It's still going to go over to Infernos.
Inferno's looking for a nice little outro here. Zushi getting a bit greedy. It's not going to happen.
Ooh, very
eye
closely.
contact.
They're just off the spray, maybe.
Hits onto both, but
hey, one lucky wallbang, and you would have had a different story. But my goodness, Prestige waited so long here to peek out. He was But he did it just the right time because he not only wanted to take them out, but he wanted to get the spike down so he could have clear view over it.
And it's good to see these kinds of plays because I feel like when we're able to clip around and watch lots of different players play, I then get into a match. I don't want to play nonstop aggressive, but you can't. So much about this game is understanding the win con and just waiting.
Now this is a bit more aggressive.
It is indeed. Takes the ping. They've got wall hacks. They push up on it. He whiffs it through the earlobe and has to clip out of there. That ult, though, you can't just let it go, so he's going to get back into a decent position after this is dealt with. They're already on site, though, so he's peeking quite a bit. The flash does not catch him, though.
There
Finally
he goes.
Hits that third one.
Spike down.
Only 2 shots left in the chamber, so to speak. There's one, and he's just got by Luke.
One enemy remaining.
Kinetic takes out 2. Akamo replies into Convito. 3K from Kinetic, leaving 3 Inferno players on the board to bonus in some decent weapons, including an AWP. Infernos are looking good on the money here, and Surge. Was that a buy from Surge? Oh, it looks like it was not.
Nope, they're full buying this time. Yep. But now they'll definitely have to eco if they lose.
Definitely will. Yeah.
But with Kinetic, I mean, once Kinetic gets the op and starts popping off with it, then you've got a really bit of a nightmare.
Ooh, and it looks like we might see some serious contact here. It looks like Chamber's going to try to push right up onto that Jets line of sight. Right here. Looks like they might reconsider a good call.
Here we go. Instantly throws out the smoke onto mid, so Kinetic is going to have to reposition immediately and not take that angle.
He's going to want to anyways because the pressure is already so strong on the A-long here. We're going to see this. Owl drone start to check the spot. It lives for quite a while, so he doesn't even need to check that right angle.
But now they're going to have to deal with 2 well, essentially with the op, you know, you can kind of be a sentinel. Right now, throws out the teleport, just kind of force everyone to turn around, but Sultek is not going to be phased. Already picking up 2. Kinetic now 1 with the op, and Prestige gets 1. And that is a clear victory for the Infernos at a crucial time, because now it might as well be 6-0.
Yeah. Very nitpicky here. I want Kavito's smokes to be more, or flashes to be more effective.
And, well, yeah, maybe they'll have time. They'll definitely have time. You know what? They heard you and said, you know what? Let's talk a little bit more about that. That sounds like a good idea. So how can
YouTube and just flash effectivity.
How can I be better at Valorant? Don't miss. Okay, good.
Do not whiff, Doc says.
Yeah, don't whiff, because that's now key to the game. Doc's keys to the game. Don't whiff. Now, one thing that I did see there that I think is very interesting is their Omen looks like he was hovering a Marshall, which a lot of times, you know, if you've got an oppressive op player, sometimes the best thing to do is to just do a quick headshot with the Marshall to kind of dislodge them. I've seen a lot of people grab a Marshall and pop off with it to be able to turn things around.
Well, Omen was hovering it, though, but they have better op players on their team, don't they?
Sure, but it might just be he's bringing the idea forward.
Okay, okay. Or even suggesting a kind of a 1.5 op composition.
Sure, sure.
I do like that pressure. Yeah, I'd love to see that. Omen, it's kind of hard to run with Omen. That shadow step, though it's quicker now, is not ever used evasively.
Right,
so
right.
you really have to be confident to take that shot. Yeah. All right.
No, but might have been suggesting nope instead.
A shame.
Well, there goes my
look
theory
at this
down
aggressive,
the drain.
though. If they see 3 or 4 people, they sent one out to take it, so they only saw 1, maybe 2. So
I'm going to use the knives as well.
A good one. Playing off the contact, Akamo takes 2. Tabugos replies, and Slexic finds 1. Back by Kinetic.
Instantly run into a wall of pain.
Jeez. And it's crazy because you feel like you've missed something in the chat, the good old knife B, because you have like 4 players on either side just pushing that gate. Like, what a gamble from both teams.
And it's like we said last time on Icebox, you know, sometimes these just very aggressive pushes can work, but they only work once, and if the other team is already privy to it, then it's not going to work at all.
Right. And you kind of put yourself in an awkward position because you've committed now to a post-plant scenario on A. And it's difficult to rotate back because if they realize, oh, we took A for free, they're all deep into B, we can actually push all the way back to their spawn. So it is like a harsh retake on A.
Oh, my. They're pulling out the double reverse psychology. No, hey, you know what? We are going to try it again, and they're not going to expect we try it again. They throw out a flash onto point there, move their way onto B. Looks like they are going to get the plant. What they don't see is Moe here with the flank. Needs to take out Luke, unable to. And now the Surge have set themselves up in a great position. They can get back to post-plant positions, and a huge work cut out for Zushi.
Yeah, he is backed up by 2 players, though. He's going to move with Prestige to the backside, meaning Selexic's got to hang out, let that spike kind of count down. Maybe look at the standard areas to be holding. Wait for that support to come in on the side. It's here now. They leer and all peek at once. Don't see anything, which is a little dangerous. You might feel safe. Don't let there be a false sense of security.
Boom.
Ooh, Selexic takes an easy one and does peek where he needs to. So now he is secure and can move right in.
And that overhealing's definitely going to play in. They have to run out to avoid the blast. Unfortunately, there's no time, but hey, if you're going to lose one off of the spike, at least do it that way and take all the eco away from them.
And walks away with an op. That is the biggest eco move Prestige has ever made.
I mean, there's going to be no loss that feels more like a win than that one.
Than taking all of the outros and walking away with an op. We saw a second op get picked here in this buy phase, so we are definitely going dual ops on the defensive side.
With Prestige and Kinetic, that's a nightmare.
Ooh, I'm looking forward to it. Do you think they're going to go mid B, A B?
I don't know. Maybe that's the reason why they've just kind of gone through, Fish Market all this time. Is they're like, that's the one place we know that we're not going to deal with an op probably. Now they're thinking more mid here though, and look at this aggressive play here by Kinetic with the knives. It's going to pressure and take him out. And go all the way through spawn. Prestige putting that op to work, taking out Key. Just one left.
Defense so strong.
Ooh, get 1, 2, 3.
Wow. Danny so close, but can't quite take his own ace. Instead gets aced on by Zushi. No. Yeah.
Did look like everyone managed to pick up the ops, though. So, well, this was such a very aggressive peak there by Infernos. It worked out. Kind of the best scenario you can hope for in a 1v5. Just take as many guns as you can away from them. It looks like they're actually going to lose an op over that one. So,
unfortunate.
But Kinetic still wants to be cheeky here. Is going for the same flank, this time with a Judge.
Yeah, considering the TTK, the Judge is really just the short-range op. He's going to walk some of them over. Keep the op in pocket. This Judge ready. Absolutely poised. Catches the man with a classic. Absolutely shamelessly takes him to the face. Kinetic now just bailing from the situation, said, I got my one. Hakamo does get flashed, but they don't play off of it, so now he's looking pretty. Gonna play aggro on the smoke, maybe, but here's the trail. Blazer doesn't want to go too crazy.
Oh, Mo doesn't know the marshals there.
And he doesn't know what kind of 50-50 this is. He can't walk into this. He just has to wait for it to decay and be watching an angle. There it goes. He's checked one side. He's ready for him. Changes positioning. Oh,
gets one.
He was so close to getting 2, though. Tuke was quick enough to take onto him, though. A nice 1-for-1, leaving him at 3. Oh, sorry, 2v1 as Tuke takes his 3rd. They're hunting him down now. Selexic knows where the spike was. The win con's changed.
Zushi is now going to take a more defensive angle. Gets the pick he needed. Now 8-1.
A good hold by Zushi.
Kinetic might still keep that op. I was thinking when Kinetic got the op that we would just see some standard, Jet using the op play, but he's doing anything but. He's pulling out all the cheeky plays.
He's just playing with us. That Judge queuing again. Other than that, it is typical assault rifles from everyone else. Barry with the spike, we may see him go aggressive as he has decided to go for a Phantom instead of a Vandal. I don't know if that's just me reading too hard, but...
Oh, that is a juicy dart.
I'm surprised he did not play right off that and wallbang, but Owl's not going to see much of him.
Well, they're instantly going to use their Hunter's Fury, pick up one,
an early one. But if you get one, go for it.
Sure.
Ooh, Kinetic seeing 2 in the halls. They take down Selexic. He just can't play against that many people. He's got to give up that area. He knows they're going to go through A, though. So he cuts him off, almost takes one. It's not going to happen, though.
Now Zushi's still trying to clear out the remains of B. He doesn't realize that everyone is over at A. That means Kinetic is all by himself for the time being and is going to have his location revealed as well as 2K goes up, dashes away, not able to get the one-on-one he wanted there. Now the reinforcements have arrived. It's 2 against 5, though. Still a tall task. They're going to have to try to clear out so many angles there. Immediately walks into the shock dart, down to 8 health. And is just going to get taken out by one stray bullet. It's Z-Sushi in heaven and with a prayer. But at this point, he doesn't really have the time. He can only hope for just one like that. But immediately in getting one, he gets eliminated. So now here go the Surge with a very crucial win here. If the Infernos weren't that comfortable on one particular side in 8 icebox, then you know you kind of want 4 or 5 wins at least, not make it too much. So the best they can hope for is to at least force this to an 8-4, and then I'd say the Surge is still in the game.
A nice place to use the Tour de Force, setting all up. He takes an easy one onto their Opper. Unfortunate. Oh,
and he knows they're still there.
Yeah,
he's still got the teleport. Why not?
Oh, they're considering it. He sees so much. You cannot slow walk when you do not have the angle advantage. Swing short, walk long. Keep that in mind.
It's like Chamber himself says, I love this gun.
Oh, fits like a glove in his hand. Prestige has made so much space that they can walk right up into if they want to, but they don't need to. They own both the sites. They feel that pressure on A, though, so they're going to move right up before Spike's even halfway there.
But the thing is, with the teleport is when they push to A, Prestige is going to be able to teleport right back up toward Heaven.
Yeah, he still has that.
Or he's just going to watch over here.
Yeah, he could take
this is such, I love the positioning of these teleports. They open up so many plays.
I mean, just from here, he can do like a one-person pinch because he can take him from the side, and if it doesn't work, then move from the front. They have to respect both chambers, really. Ooh, Kinetic not quite able to take one. Gives up that space. They're going to keep him back there with several. Wow, quite a bit. Just util after util. They do not want Kinetic to show his face. Tombogus was able to take one. They keep using this utility to just hold him there. He tries to take the wall hacks, but it's not enough. They jump right around it. Kinetic moving even further in. He's playing against 3 people here, and his backup is only now coming through. They've got some time down on the spike, but they need to hold it for quite a bit longer. Kinetic goes aggressive on top, and they're not watching him. He takes Barry, but he's replied on. Now it's just a 1-2. He does not need to peek Tombogos. You can play for time. Zushi can't.
Oh, he's low on health, though. Very low. Ooh. Oh, they needed to be perfect there. The spray would have worked out in the favor of the Infernos, but Surge did what they need to do here. But this was, and for such a great opening by Infernos here, it's gotta really sting to lose that one.
Yes, but it's such an important one for Surge to take here. Now they're looking at an 8-3.
Now Surge is going to see how their tour de force works out here. It's going to be taking a very sneaky angle, and as much as you've seen Kinetic try to go through down there, I think maybe that's what they're anticipating. Is Kinetic going to try to flank again?
For the sake of the shot by Tombogos, I hope so, but it looks like Kinetic is feeling mid through Garden, and with that pressure that's coming from the B lobby, I don't think he's got a reason to move, and we just don't see that kind of aggression from the Chamber, so I doubt he's going to find any shots here. In fact,
it might the Omen sees the hand.
Sees the hand.
Oh, wait, it's his own.
Oh, my God. You totally hyped me into that.
Now, that's a paper tier moment from us two casters here. That's our paper tier.
Gets a flash onto both the players there. Still pushing the mid. It's a spike in pocket, so they can play nice and aggressive here in mid if they want to, but they are playing against some serious players. Prestige does take one out of Surge.
A gift.
A good place to put that, considering they're going to be pushing through mid here. They're really hoping for an aggressive flank. Ooh, they do take him out. And boom. Keep it moving. Looking for Kinetic. He sees it. Quick switch to the Vandal. He's going to be watching for Akamo, and if he gets taken, then Barry is in the short.
30 seconds left.
Smoke goes down, though, so Barry wants to play a little aggressive here. Mo moving up to reply. A good position for both of them. Barry's not really feeling it. They're watching for Kinetic. Ooh, Tombogos should definitely hold that angle as one goes short. Oh. He's not going to see him. Kinetic just takes him without.
10 seconds left.
Blinding.
Very nice. For when you're tired of using the spacebar, just press C.
Just barely.
Ooh, oh no, he doesn't get it. Oh, tragic. Mo, so much screen time, but just can't go
Switching
for it, so
sides.
doesn't get the outro.
Wow. 0.05 of a second.
Absolutely ridiculous. That's tragic. That brings us to a 9-3.
Yep. I mean, you're in the lead, but Surge isn't still quite out of it.
No, they're not. And you always have to consider the play style difference between the teams here. You can easily see a
And in
comeback.
terms of play style, you know, the first 2 rounds almost feel like an entirely different game, you know,
That's
because
true.
because of the pistols. You sometimes see a team just completely instantly go 2-0 and then they lose everything else because once the standard game, if you will, comes into
Right.
play. So it's really all up in the air how the pistol rounds could go
And
here.
that's just such a testimony to how the mindset can affect the game. Because if you feel like, oh, this doesn't matter, my eco's trash anyways, then you can play so much differently.
Gonna throw out the owl drone through mid here, mid market.
Not going to catch very much. Maybe a tail of Barry. So they're going to push in on it. Wow, the eye contact. They just squeeze right in on him, and Barry's got no chance. Selexic finds another one. That's a 3-5. And ooh, takes another. Holding that angle is so gutsy, but he finds all the money from it. Selexic, a nice overheal. Confident in pushing into this. A good flash, though. They just can't find him. Selexic, he's unstoppable. Goes in with the Ion Sheriff. How did they get that? And it's a flawless for the
Man,
Infernos.
on a ghost, too.
Oh, almost no damage. And he just stood there after a dry peek onto 3 people and just 1, 2.
Yeah. I should probably say to people watching, that's not normally how dry peeking onto 3 people will work out for you.
No, it's
Your
not.
results may vary.
Your results may vary. That was
This play has not been evaluated by the FDA.
That was a high-stakes gamble, and casters do not approve.
But it did work out for the
paid out.
Infernos.
It paid
so
off.
yeah. I'm so surprised I was with a goat. I mean, with a sheriff at least. Okay, I can
guess,
understand,
yeah.
you know, head clicking them
And
from
I mean,
a
that's
distance.
the pistol
but
energy that we're talking about. Whoa! Right on the hairline. I didn't think that was going to make it. That is crazy. The micro adjustments and a quick move right onto the next big pinch point. But it's all going to be on A long, and Kavito knows it now. That Trailblazer, admittedly used from a distance, doesn't get any good concussion, so they know the pressure's there, but there wasn't a play off of that. Kinetic, one last jump peek before joining the pack. They're going to move back to mid. It was just being watched, but it looks like it's been given up. The closest one to it, if they watch too far up catwalk, they'll find Kinetic. Looks like they're going to go for it, and they are clomping along. Kinetic moves out, is not ready to deal with that pressure. Goes a little bit further back, is going to join the 2 deep in. And they're so far in. Barry is the only one to hold this site. It's a good dart, but it's a little bit shallow on the architecture, so it doesn't find anyone. Mo waits for the 3rd ping and starts moving in. Takes an easy one.
I was going to throw out the blinding, but Barry was thinking
30
ahead of
seconds
that.
left.
Good
Thought
move
Barry
by
was
Barry.
still
Player
on
standing.
site, but Barry instead moved into fish market.
Prestige now not in a great position. It's always awkward to hold that angle alone, so he does get out of it. I like that. Another not fantastic flash, but Kavito does reply quickly. That's a very quick weapon switch and reload. We've only had 2 defuses so far. Yeah, I was going to say, in the first half, we had a very, it was a slow plant and a good hold. Not a lot of defuse, not a lot of retake potential. So that kind of gives us a feel for how the next half is going to be.
It definitely seems like both of these teams definitely feel the need to gamble on this map. We're seeing a lot more of these cheeky kind of all or nothing plays where either I get everyone here on this peak they're not expecting, or I just completely get mowed down and my team's now at a disadvantage. It's, you know, a lot of these one or the other plays.
And I feel like you actually start to see that the more your points start to separate, right? The more point spread you see. Because we see Surge has to kind of get desperate here. They have to get really tricky. And Infernos, the plays that they've been working, they can't use nonstop or they'll get...
that spray through the smoke took Reyna down very low on health.
Not all the way out, though, and with a good shot, she could take an overheal, though. So we could see her play gentle or aggressive here to try to save that health. Prestige has the same option here on the Kavitos. After a little bit of fire through the smoke, though, they're not feeling it. Going to move that rendezvous out as they start to move back to mid here. It's not a lot of hold on to B. They don't know that, though, so it's a walk through mid, maybe even mid A, as Mo is holding an awkward angle with a shorty, just doesn't feel it's got to get back into mid. Selexic with a beautiful hold here with the Sheriff. And I feel like I don't see the Reaver often enough.
Well, one interesting thing is that Surge is the only team that really has any sort of healing right now. So any sort of these bullets or sprays that takes Infernos down to low health can really work out in the long term in Surge's favor. Right now, they just got to make sure they get the right peaks so they can able to take advantage of that health difference. And Barry is going to stop him right near B.
Such a good
Shock
angle.
darts going out. Still holding down side. They know that Barry's there. Just going to move right onto point. Have to deal with Danny, too. They aren't able to. He eliminates 2. Now it's just Zushi left with no time to make the play he wants. That's another win for the Surge.
If Zushi was just a little bit quicker, he would have made it around the hut, and then he could have taken him single file as they walked in from the other side. But defenders were just a little bit too quick and took him there. And Barry with a great hold here. You've got to always check that bait and switch angle, and then he runs right out. The wall hacks don't quite happen, and that Sheriff was just a little bit too low. It's all the small things, and Surge takes it, bringing him to a 10-5. Which does mean that they've taken 2 rounds, while Infernos have taken 1. So they're at a good ratio for movement here, but that can't be the ratio that they hold, considering that Infernos only have 2 more before they're in that overtime threat. That no mistakes in the bank threat. Inferno's going to be moving on to A again. The rinse and repeat. I love it. Owl Drone taken down very quickly, but they send utility on after. Even though the pressure here, we see a quick rotate from Surge. Ooh, yeah.
I'm just going to say that's a strategy I've never seen before, and it totally has a purpose.
Ooh, Mo catching him right before the crouch.
Is able to get onto the point. They have the advantage now in terms of numbers.
Kinetic has low health, though, so they're really looking at 2 versus maybe 2.5. Kinetic is just 1 stray bullet through the paper away. Zushi goes long. Hopefully a nice bait and switch here. I know that sometimes under serious aggression, you'll want to remove close. That's a good dart to send. They don't know where it was killed from, though. Ooh, this gamble.
Just
slow walk. Barry sees just a hair from the ponytail and takes it. Quick one onto the head end. They know they're long. The smoke goes down. It's a 1-for-1. They're
he stops right.
But he stands up and takes him.
That was so risky.
Yeah,
I think he could have just stuck that.
It was far enough back that it's an awkward peek. I would have stuck it for sure, especially considering he was like 3/4 of the way done.
Yeah, I was thinking that he let's just see how far along he is in being done. He gets to half. He's already. He was still
a little over half.
Yeah, but oh man.
I feel like look at this. He was far enough back. He could have been behind Jenny entirely.
Yeah.
I mean, and as Red Hots always says, pro stick.
That works.
Yep.
Pro stick. But you know what? You had the win con in mind, and you got the kill instead. Came back for those 300 creds on the defuse, I believe it is, and won on the round, bringing it to a 10-6, bringing up that ratio.
This is exactly the way the Infernos rallied last time, except now it's their opponents that have found new life in the second half.
Prestige saw a couple pixels. Has to move back as he feels the pressure from the A short. Selexic just dancing with the dart there. Doesn't get tagged. Keeps moving up, got the ADS on lock, waiting for Danny to turn around and make a wrong move. Here it is. Oh, it's so close, but it's not there. There's no repeat.
Infernos would have to win with the thrifty here.
Ooh,
there
it is.
okay.
So close to the next.
Wow, that's beautiful. Now they move on toward the point. Moe just playing it right in front of Generator.
Oh, and Prestige's health so low. The tag comes out on him. Prestige now. It's not going to happen, and it's an easy one to the toes to take him out.
Zushi is going to find himself caught in that trademark. Right now, Selexic is making the play. He needs to, but while he was healing, Tom Buggos is able to take him out. It's 2v2 now, and it's just going to try to confuse him, get a little bit of info, and then immediately cancel. Actually, looks like he teleported all the way over with the arch. They're not going to expect him there.
A nice place to hold, especially if Zushi can use this Guardian to catch one onto Tom Bogus. It's not
That's
quite
huge.
there.
They got it.
Player standing.
Not enough time.
Very nice. Ooh, the quick TP. It's not going to be enough.
I mean, still, I think if there was any time that you wanted to get a win here, it was there, because they need to be able to put the danger in Surge's head of them getting to 12 and then meaning, oh, we got to win all of these and then go into overtime. And there's a timeout here. I think that's a great time for Surge to timeout as well. Just getting to 11 and putting that threat of, oh, you're going to have to force overtime and you're already way back here.
And here's the thing, like, on full buy versus full buy round like that, taking a win and forcing them to econ when they're about to go into 12 and then they cannot make any mistakes after that, you really have to just check out for a sec, talk to your team, be like, what are we buying? Where are we holding? You know, who's doing what? Let's synergize the utility here. I'm sure they are really talking about this next round, trying to figure out what needs to happen.
Well, I think that they're going to have a great time because they have the ultimate bargain in front of them. That's everyone gets a free classic, and that is just insane. It's the best giveaway we've ever seen. There's no price better than free.
Yep. Yeah, Valorant does have a great, promotional happening right now that started in the beta where you get a free classic every round.
Every round.
Yeah.
You just have to play, and you get it.
That's all it is. You don't even have to wait for stream drops by watching.
No, you don't need. You don't even need a stream drop for it. You just get it.
Looks like they're going to play a little bit harder than that and bringing a judge out. I do like the judge plays.
Yep, I do. Yeah, we've seen some great shorty plays, some great judge plays.
It's been a while since Bucky meta, though.
Nope. Been quite a while, but...
Ooh, that's an interesting dart because it doesn't catch anyone deeper down the hall, but... Ooh. He's going to tag one, but he doesn't know what one is. He's able to reply, but what an abuse onto the Hunter's Fury. Just tells him, no, that's too early. You can't have that right now. Barry does keep his ground, though.
So throwing some shock darts out because they know one is still, Lexic is still just hiding in this corner.
But he doesn't quite find it, and he's exhausted his utility.
The problem is that the rest of the team looks like they're trying to go through mid here. Lexic is just waiting so strictly on this angle.
Danny might see through him, though. No, it's going to be a... It's a smoke much deeper in. So Lexic hoping, but they don't go for an aggressive rotate.
Oh, and the waiting game pays off.
It does. Do you think he's going to trail him, try to catch?
Yeah, he doesn't have the spike, so he can't go for a sneaky plant here. But now it looks like they're probably going to go for the sneaky plant here. And it was this very corridor here, too.
Good.
Oh, my goodness. What patience.
30 seconds left.
Oh, so Lexic, do you think he's going to go all the way deep corner and try to catch like 2 or 3 of them?
No, he's going to use Empress.
Oh my goodness, this could be so fantastic.
This is the hero play right here.
Two,
Spike is planted, just wait for him. Sees him,
one. Moves out. Oh, interesting. He just wanted the one. He's going to check in mid. A good call. Really understand what ground you own.
Yeah, team members are going to be able to call out the angle for him very fast here.
They got 2 of them in the arch.
He still thinks there are people, but he doesn't realize there's no one back there.
No, but it's a good angle to hold nevertheless because with enough audio, he can just check this. Oh! Takes serious damage onto Barry. He's rejected and he finds him. He plays. Barry does get rid of him, but it's still a 3-2 and the spike is down so much time off the clock. All they have to do is play for time. Prestige goes aggressive anyways and is taken by Barry. Barry getting so much here.
Oh, blinds him.
Third kill, can't find it. Mo finds one, but he can't get the last.
Yeah, he has the Hunter's Fury. He's got it.
And there it is.
Wow. The ultimate waiting game paid out for Prestige.
You really, so much of this game is waiting, and it doesn't feel like it, but that was the excellent plays out.
I mean, all the promos make you think. The promos are going to make you think the game is you dash in, pull out your knives, op everyone, pull out your knives, get your ace, and everyone loves you and worships you.
Yep.
And that is not how the game works.
It's how it works for one person at a time. Meanwhile, the other people are just camping B with a judge and don't see anyone.
Yep. It's not really. It's not even that everyone loves you. It's more you're lucky if everyone tolerates you. Barely tolerating your existence.
Yeah, in solo queue, that means someone turns on their mic and says, "Good job."
Well, it looks like they're gonna go through dog here, right through garden. They got a lot of members Surge planted on B, and they're already 1 down with Sky being eliminated, but it's going to be evened up by Chamber.
You've got to wait for that smoke to be all the way down. It's the same with the KJ ultimate. You can't assume they're all just going to walk away or all going to go silent. Barry's going to play aggressive onto this. He doesn't know where they're at, though. He hears a lot to the left and takes that 50-50
Oh, the door's going down.
One right through the door. Oh, Barry, so aggressive. There could have been one walking slow at the back, and he would have been out. But
That was like that scene in
one.
Titanic where they get under the door just barely in time.
They smoke him off again, meaning that there's no more smokes in the bank for the attacking side here. They take one out. An easy one onto one last one. There's only one more sitting in hell. There's too many people, and it's a quick defuse. They even trade at the half. That's how luxurious the defuse is. That means we've got two ults on the board, maybe 3. I haven't seen those Seekers in a while.
Yep, the Seekers are online.
And that's all. Infernos do not have any ults on the board.
They're quite a ways
really
away.
close.
Yeah. The only thing is Moe.
Yeah, because they used the knives very recently. We saw them use the Hunter's Fury really recently.
So it might be a thing of they got to wait a few rounds before they make a big play here.
Kavito, request a gun. There we go. Good. I was going to say, 300 creds after getting a judge, and all your friends have 2 grand.
Don't want to be too complacent here.
Kavito holding an interesting angle for a judge. Oh, does move up to the Spectre. Ooh.
That's huge for Zultek there. You take the Seekers out of the equation.
Yep. Yeah, that's one of the 3 ults down and one of the 5 players.
They're already going to get their plant and immediately can go into post-plant.
What a quick plant, and what a great hold. Oh my goodness, they don't find Selexic at all. And on the reload, he finds both
Selexic!
A 3K, and he's deep in the halls there, an overheal. He's feeling aggressive, but they catch him from the side. Danny,
I mean,
a nice
still,
kill, but it's
3
not
for
enough.
1. 3 for 1, great, I'll take it.
Knives are on. Surge is not looking fantastic here. Danny's got to play into this. All he can do is shoot through the smokes. They take one out. He finds 2, and on the reload, almost finds a way. But Infernos catch that last one, and GGs are in the chat.
Wow, what a turnaround. The Infernos wanted to win so badly, and they found a way to do it. 2-0, the new champions of the Esports Tower Rumble. Congratulations very much that was such an exciting round. Overtime in the first game and a huge rally in the second. Well, what a great time. Well, do you want to be seen by expert college recruiters, talk directly to esports industry insiders like pro athletes, team general managers, and game producers? Then join the club. Esports Tower players get insider access to industry insights, and with our featured Rumbles, recruiters are taking notice too. It's a great way to score exposure if you're looking to start your path to pro or land a collegiate scholarship. So there were a lot of players there that had a chance to really stand out to us, and I got to say, some of the best plays were the ones that really were based on patience and waiting enough so that you could kind of fake the other team out and completely catch them off guard. So we might see some flanks here. I could also say the one player that got a whiff, we might just still make him player of the game because they had so many good plays, and that's just kind of a thing of like, hey, you still played good. We all have those moments.
Right, that's why it's to 13. There's so much variance that can come out with any of these, but we did see some really good patient shots. I would love to see that Reyna go up. I think Prestige had some excellent positioning and got so many kills off of it. I could see Kinetic being up there as well, just for maintaining ground and holding space. So let's see if we get player of the game coming out. Oh, this is actual player of the game.
Okay, and it is going to be, in fact, Prestige. And it is Prestige. I was thinking if you were to choose from the Infernos, it was going to be either Prestige or Kinetic. But this chamber was so good.
It was just great understanding of how. Yeah, unfortunately, Gob, Joey is playing in Atlanta right now, not playing Valorant for us. We appreciate his picture, but Prestige, it just a good understanding of how to play that chamber and how to hold 2 angles at once, really.
And a great job. He is the player of the game, brought to you by Idaho Central Credit Union, who believes a great player makes a team more successful, just like Idaho Central's helping members achieve financial success. Prestige is your Idaho Central Credit Union player of the game. It's a great little double there also as they made their way through Garden at a very crucial time. It's like I said, this was the round they wanted to win to still comfortably have that overtime threat kind of maybe squeeze out the surge. So anyway, as we are getting ready to wrap up, do you have any final thoughts?
Patience. I think we said it right. a lot of the game is about patience, understanding, you know, really map positioning and the game sense. And I think that was displayed well today.
Well, the Infernos proved they're the best of the best in the grand finals. Surge couldn't quite get over that hump to win it all, but they're still a very talented team we cannot overlook. Will someone knock out the Infernos for Week 5? You'll have to come back next week to find out. It's going to be on Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern, so be sure to join us for Week 5 of the Esports Tower Valorant Rumble. That's going to do it for us tonight. We'll leave you with the top 5 plays of the game brought to you by the Idaho Army National Guard, who invites you to take your impressive critical thinking skills into real time. More than 10 jobs offering a $20,000 bonus and your degree of choice paid for. Idaho Army National Guard is one of the best teams to join out there. Reach out to them at Twitch at iGuard Gaming. Enjoy your top 5 plays and have a good night.
See 3 or 4 people. Ooh, they sent one out to take it, so they only saw one, maybe 2. So
I'm going to use the knives as well.
Oh, a good one. Laying off the contact, Akamo takes 2. Tabugos replies, and Slexic finds 1. Back by Kinetic.
Instantly run into a wall of pain.
Jeez. And it's crazy because you feel like you've missed something in the chat. The good old Knight B.
Oh, maze control now. The Viper line
gets the lock.
Oh, wow.
One enemy remaining.
Okay, I respect it. That's really good stuff. And already has another one lined up. There you go. That's beautiful. That's just nothing but the just so disciplined right now. Now sees his opportunity. He gets 1 and 2.
Plays off that flash excellently because that flash moved straight in, so he must have had a beautiful 180. Unfortunately, Prestige can't protect his friend Akamo, so now he's left to run the site himself with a quick Q from the Omen. He's not affected.
Spike is going to head down. Pretty standard location for the Spike. Now with the help of those teleporters, we see 10Z here trying to get a peek, and then his teleport. He's not going to need it. He's just going to continue. That is such a beautifully timed flash. That was picture perfect. Wow. That's this cheeky Sage play that's caught a lot of players off guard here. So you don't necessarily expect this angle, so gonna have to know where that is. Taking a look, sees it, and able to take out Kinetic, and a double for the Sage.